This video is sponsored by Gamos Metal Cruise 2023.
Amassing the bodies and pits as they die, sentient and filthy they rot, flammable and singing, discarded like waste. For the fire of the handgun, you played it all wrong, and soul and valor.
Hello and welcome to Rauta's Underground Trio. Once again, we have three different bands from different styles and places. And worst to best, we go. First, we'll go with the band called Downshot, which is not exactly purely a metal band. It's indeed, starting with the cover and all, hardcore band. But however, this band is not purely, non-metal. I mean, there's a lot of metallic things going on, even though the style could be just labeled as hardcore punk or, well, just hardcore like many people say it. This comes with a fancy, glossy digipack, which indeed looks quite nice. There is even a booklet included, which is available here for your pleasure. And indeed, it says lyrics and context. In case you're looking for this band, you like the style and all, well, this is a good treat for you because there's plenty to read, lyrics and, well, other stuff. Now, when it comes to the music, however, this is a little bit tricky. I mean, I get they're heavy, they're kind of a crossover, they're metallic, they're hardcore-ish, yes, they're probably angry, and they're probably going to more straight edge, just drinking all your beers and taking your women. But musically, this is more like mediocrity. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is totally listenable and like something like, it doesn't really annoy me at all, but it's more like goes in and goes out. There is no like wow moments in between. And that's unfortunate because this band has good production. This album is like heavy and it feels like these guys have the experience. This band has been out there for quite a long time. But still, it doesn't really click. It's almost like whatever these guys were doing over the years, because this band has been here for eternity. And no, it's not really happening. It's more like do better songs. It's mediocrity unless you're a big hardcore fan, in which case you probably should give +1 point. For me, 6 out of 10. Then we go roughly the same territories with a band here. And as you can see, this one has been out very long time, over 30 years by now. Toxic Youth with Back to You. Oh, what a clever wordplay. Now, this is a combination of hardcore and thrash metal. So kind of a crossover to classic ways. And this is basically something that I should be enjoying because, I mean, I do love thrash metal. I'm talking about the old school names, whether it's from America or from German or whatever. I mean, old school thrash metal is the way to go. And even if you do it with a crossover style, it can be really good. For example, one of my favorite bands of all time is Suicidal Tendencies, and they are crossover as hell. But not everybody can do those killer riffs and killer songs, and unfortunately, Toxic Youth is not one of those bands. I mean, they kind of know what they're doing in the sense of, yes, pretty much creating the heavy production like the previous band, and they may have some nice trashy ideas here and there when it comes to individual riffs and all that stuff, even the vocals. But somewhere along the lines, I mean, I feel like they're dropping the ball. It's almost like 1/3 of the time they do it well, and the rest, it's just kind of a mediocrity. So this is once again very listenable, but there are some points, some moments where you feel like, yeah, it's growing. But unfortunately, way too often, it's more like waiting for those good moments to come by. And the rest of the time, you're just kind of like waiting to whatever boring feeling you have, you are just wishing it to go away. So I kind of wish these guys would focus more on the killer riffs and parts. Now it's just way too much, just stuff in between, and that's not really the thing here. Then, as a last and also the best, we have a band called Muirthemne with the Chôlpna pùstosc, and this is black metal. The raw kind of, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your angle, whatever you want to do. This is almost 60 minutes of music, which is basically a little bit too much for this given style. One could say this is a crude black metal, not super raw, but definitely leaning towards that. And some of these elements actually remind me of Swedish band Arcanum. Unfortunately, not all of that, but enough to make it worth mentioning. Now, if I just would say that this was a little bit more focused, like less length and more right to the point, this would be better. Now it's definitely like going into that direction, but not doing it just that well at the moment. So it's like a Polish one-man band doing their very first album, and it seems like, yeah, with a little bit more time and love and effort and focus, these really could be nailing it. Maybe even taking back to the successor role of Arcanum style, because that band is no more, and this really is leaning towards right direction. So best of the pile in my opinion, but of course these are all different styles. So we have one hardcore one crush over thrash, and one crude black metal. So you can't really compare them to one another. So of course you pick the ones that are more to your liking. Links provided in the description box. With that information, do what you will, and I hope you enjoy some of them. If you like the review, click like and subscribe to the channel. You know the drill. Bye bye.